Welcome to the XYZ podcast. Enjoy a bit of a clip show and some of the best bits from the past year. I am Millennial Producer Tony, joined as always by Gen X Brian.
Hello, everybody.
And Gen Z Winston.
Oh, what it do? I was checking my email like a grown adult.
Do you still check your email? How important is email in your day-to-day communication? Because I feel like my children don't use it at all. It's like, it's like postal mail. It comes like if it has to.
We talking outside work?
Yeah, outside work only when I've ordered something.
Yeah, personal email. Yeah, your personal email.
But that's all I check. It's just like, oh, is this thing being shipped? And then
so you do not send your friends
emails?
Yeah.
What am I, 40? No. I'm gonna do that.
I check emails because I get stuff from companies or whatever, but like to send somebody else an email?
Yeah, outside of work,
emails.
Like that just sounds
non-work stuff. Yeah, non-work stuff.
I send you to the link for the recording of this podcast, but otherwise
that's as involved as it gets, huh?
I feel like I should start doing it. I'm just gonna instead of texting my friend, I'm just gonna send them an email. Dear Joshua, I hope this email finds you well. You be available to play Fortnite with me in a fortnight at 8 p.m. Best regards.
I was gonna say sincerely,
Winston. Yeah.
Always yours. Just like every time you send it, make it more and more weird.
Yeah. Respectfully. I never understood.
Would you like to play Fortnite tonight at 8? Lovingly, Winston.
Yours truly. I like yours truly the best.
Yours truly is so zesty. It's crazy.
So you know who Johnny Bravo is, right?
Oh yeah, that was my character. I never knew that he was based on like Elvis though. I just thought he was just an average American guy.
Huge with pompadour hair and said, "Hey, mama."
Yeah, apparently they said there was a map of all the characters from Cartoon Network and where they used to live, and he is from Portland, Oregon. So yeah, so it was just like, I don't know. Seemed kind of makes sense to me.
Johnny Bravo's from Portland, Oregon?
Yeah. I don't know. It kind of fits, right? I would think he would be like a SoCal kind of guy, but...
Yeah, more so. I think they're a little crunchier and a little more earthy in Portland.
Do you guys know anyone who's like crunchy and earthy in real life? Or is that just me?
Everybody I went to college with was crunchy and earthy in real life.
What do you mean by crunchy?
Granola. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
I don't know, because I like...
Eco-friendly?
Yeah, no deodorant. They're like one with nature.
Or natural deodorant, perhaps.
Yeah, they grow out their armpits hair for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's how God made us.
It was like a trend for that, like at one point on the internet, where it was just like a bunch of girls goes, "Oh, this is feminism. We're gonna grow out our armpits hair," and I was like, "Power to you, do
and your pits.
Thing. Yeah, go do your thing. It's just
and stay away from me because you stink."
Yeah, it's just like at least put some deodorant on it, man.
No, they usually smell like patchouli.
What's patchouli?
Nog Champa.
Nog Champa and patchouli. Yeah, those are the two things that the crunchy granola smells like. Yeah,
I have no idea what that means.
Smells of they're like incense fragrance.
So if you go into a head shop, you'll smell Nog Champa, and patchouli is just, patchouli smells. Once you smell it and you know that's what it smells like, patchouli smells like patchouli.
What is it?
It's a smell.
It's a spice blend basically for incense. My buddy Brian from college sort of got me into incense for a time. Neither one of us smoked, but we're like, we went to some like weird health food shop in the town where our college was, and we're like, oh, we should get incense for the room. Like, we don't smoke, but we should burn incense.
I burn incense all the time, and I didn't smoke. Yeah, no, it was like, I
found this one that I still have, and I occasionally burn here. The only way that I can explain the smell.
Is it rain? Is it called rain?
It's not called rain, and I don't know. I'll have to look up the name of it. But the smell, I just went, it smells like your friend's mom from the 90s. That's just what I have consistently called. Listen, I will bring some for you to try and that's exactly what it smells like.
The name of it is Teenage Boner is what it was called.
Also sold under the name Stacy's mom.
Stacy's mom.
But that's just what I've called it. I just go, yeah, I need some of your friend's mom's incense.
Your friend's mom incense.
I'm dying to know what this smells like. Last week, when Tony talked about an incense that smelled like your mom's friend from the 90s.
Yes, thank you.
I laughed. I thought maybe it was this one mom, and that's really funny to call it that. And then, but he had, his friend said, no, that does smell like it. So Tony was able to come up with a stick of this said smell, and sure enough, we smelled it. And damn it, if it wasn't correct, it is indeed the smell of your friend's mom from the 90s.
So the scientific answer to that was Egyptian musk is what it was called, and apparently that's in like a lot of like perfume or cologne. I mean, I guess perfume or body wash, and I think that's why we're so used to that scent.
Well, right? Whatever it was, though, yeah. I almost feel like
it's spot on.
No, it is spot on. Yeah, like
it is. I almost feel like I owe you an apology.
Like I didn't grow up in the 90s, so I can't say like oh yeah, that's the 90s childhood best friend's mom sense. To me, it's more like that's an old woman's scent. That's what it smelled like to me. It's just like, I don't know, I'll be in public, like if I'm in like a Starbucks or something, I'll walk past somebody, that's what they'll smell like. But yeah.
Winston goes around, one nostril open, taking in the aromas of the nearby citizens.
Do you mind if I smoke? Oh my God, okay, hold on. Have you guys ever heard of Jeremy Fragrance? You ever heard of this guy?
No.
His last name is Fragrance?
He goes by Fragrance.
This sounds like one of our jokes. Oh, hey, Anton Yeti and Jeremy Fragrance.
Jeremy Fragrance, inventor of fragrance. It's crazy. He's a scientist. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All of the smells.
You ever have a smell? Thank Jeremy.
So Jeremy Fragrance, he's like, so it says here his on his bio said the #1 fragrance icon that follows the teaching of Jesus. So he's just like, I can't tell what. I can't tell if he's German or if he's French. But he got long blonde hair.
And the Asian guy's going, he's vaguely white.
Yeah, he's just a white guy. But he has long blonde hair, and he's like, he always for whatever reason wear a white suit, and like he got the pop collars out, and like
he smells fantastic.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out our chat doing my job, getting the information that he's German.
He is German. Thank you so much, chat. But anyway, so his whole YouTube channel content is him collecting fragrance, and he always sprays it, and he shows you like the optimal way of spraying cologne. This is turning into a cologne podcast. We've talked about cologne since last
we could all smell better, right?
Yeah, but like he do stuff like top 10 fragrances of 2023, top 10 teenager fragrances for teenagers or whatever,
top 5 ways to spray.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you spray and walk into it? Do you spray directly? He'll tell you.
It's 2 pumps too much.
So here's the thing about Jeremy Fragrance.
Some say not nearly enough.
Oh shit! Hold on, let me see if I can find a clip of it. Every time he runs into a fan, it's always the most uncomfortable. Like
that's because they smelled him a mile away.
No,
they knew he was coming.
No. It's always like some teenager, like probably younger than me, will come up and go, Jeremy, I'm such a big fan of you. Can you guess what fragrance I'm wearing? And he'll grab them by the hair and just stick his nose right up their neck and then just sniff, giving them that touch, you know? And just proceed to sniff them and then gave a random guess on what it is.
Is he accurate? Gosh. I hope he has a gift and he's just not creepy.
Half the time he's always wrong, so that's why it's even funnier.
He's like Axe body spray, sexual heat. That's like...
but then like if they say like whatever like scent it is, and he'll be like so disappointed by it. He'll be like, it's terrible. Why would you? Yeah, like it's stuff like that. So hold on, I'm gonna try to find this TikTok.
That's what happens when you go up to an internet celebrity who's known for sniffing. For his last name is Fragrance, for crying out loud. Flagrant fragrance.
Just be like, excuse me, sir. Could you
that's
come
weird.
Sniff me?
I mean, come on. That sounds like awkward consent.
And he's probably making money on whatever videos.
Of course he is. We've got Winston watching them. We've got us hearing the stories about Mr. Fragrance. I mean, you can just give your name any. That's kind of a lame name. That's a little on the nose, isn't it? I'm Jeremy Fragrance.
Was that a pun on the nose?
Sorry, I totally lost my what's it called? My audio for a second just now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say train of thought.
Train of thought, yes, exactly.
No. So I'm on TikTok now. I'm looking up Jeremy Fragrance.
This sounds made up.
Yeah, it's so crazy. He just looked like a douche the whole time, is what it looks like.
Well, his name's Jeremy Fragrance. I don't know what you expected.
You're right, but I'm so unprepared for stream.
In case they doubted it was unscripted.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Let's just pin that up there. We'll get back to you, Jeremy Fragrance. Now we're going to talk about Scrabbles.
Oh,
how many Scrabbles do we have?
Okay. All right. Hold on. I found it. I got to share it. Hold on. I'm sorry, but I need to share it like right now.
This is Mr. Fragrance. For the people that can't see this, okay, so this is Mr. Fragrance in an airport with a fan coming up to Mr. Fragrance.
Yes.
Who's about to say, come sniff me.
Yeah, and see how Mr. Fragrance always wear all white for whatever reason.
He's ready for a white party at the drop of a hat. He steps off a plane, he's ready to go.
Exactly. Look at him. Look at the way he's sniffing.
Oh my gosh,
look at it. You don't even need to hear it. He's like, I don't know what scent this is, but it's just, oh my God, it's so insane.
Man, that was weird. But then again, you're meeting an internet celebrity. That's weird enough, that's like more bizarre to me than meeting a famous person.
You're a big fan, bro?
Yeah, of course.
Big fan, bro.
I noticed you smell good already when you were next to me.
That's creepy.
It's super sexy. What's the brand?
It is Sauvage.
It is inappropriate touch.
Do you have some aftershave on you too? No. Man, this guy smells super masculine, although he's just wearing Sauvage.
Did you baby powder your butt cheeks today?
Him saying, "Oh, this guy's smelling super masculine today."
That was awkward. That was super awkward and creepy.
We don't need to know. I don't care, man.
So Mr. Fragrance was filming himself as the fan came up to him in the airport, right? I mean, are we to understand? Yeah, that's that.
Yeah. But that's not it. There's been a time where he'll be like out walking and somebody come up to him and be like, "Oh, are you Jeremy Fragrance?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, that's me." And then he proceeded goes, "Give me phone. I make photo." And then he just grabbed their phone and took a selfie and handed it back.
Like this dude's probably from like Kansas, right? You know, he's created this whole persona. I have a vague, indistinguishable European accent. My name is Jeremy Fragrance.
But I just think he's so funny. Here's the thing: Jeremy Fragrance has been around for a very long time.
I can't take that name seriously.
I've seen him since I was in maybe senior year of high school, so this would have been 4 or 5 years ago. So
is he like the man you see in your dreams or what?
Yes, sort of. He'll be like, "Oh, that smells so sexy. I'm so horny right now," like stuff like that, you know.
Boy, I feel this is what happens when you expose a child to too much internet at a young age. These are the dreams.
That's exactly what he said though. But I don't know. He seemed creepy.
Okay,
that's just that normal.
No, he doesn't seem creepy. He is creepy.
Well, no, I think that's just
line, and he's crossed it.
I just think that's what European people are like. You know, it's
right? He's European. That was the most
listen,
white man comment.
At least I won't be the only person getting yelled at today. It'll be good.
That's like an old guy comment. That's how them Europeans.
He's just a German guy. But anyway,
over there. Oh my gosh. Let me ask you, what medium, what platform did you first start seeing Mr. Fragrance?
It was the TMG guys, the tiny Leap Gang podcast. No. But they do what we do, where they just kind of sit around and like look up videos of people, and I think that's where Jeremy Fragrance originally came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're I mean, it's funny when somebody's so cheesy or ridiculous, it then gets moved up for that. But that's why people watch it too. They may think they're cool, but people are also watching it to laugh at them.
Yeah, it was just
because I'm laughing at Mr. Fragrance, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, Mr. Fragrance is he's a character.
Tony, did you know about him before Winston?
Absolutely not.
Thank you, Winston. That's what we learned today.
I really do. Trust me. When you were telling me about your story of rollerblading through Miami, all I could think of was Jeremy Fragrance. I think he lives in Miami. I don't know. Listen, I would love to have an opportunity to meet Jeremy Fragrance.
This man is haunting Winston's waking hours.
He's gonna sniff
I wouldn't even have cologne on, and I'll be like, guess what scent I'm wearing?
It's sweat wet
nose up.
piss.
It's Winston's musk. I hope you enjoy. Oh, do Winston.
Yeah,
That's next to the Egyptian musk scent or incense is
it's
the
just
Winston musk.
There was a serious concern that people were going to start worshiping Satan. Like that was the vibe I got in the 80s.
That's
like,
hilarious.
Oh yeah,
all the talk shows, you have devil worshippers, and like, yeah, that's
You want a good clip to go watch? There's this guy who's just, it looks like public access TV, and he's going through Pokemon and explaining how everything in Pokemon is just pure evil.
That's so funny.
He was like, oh, you go around and capture things, and that's capturing souls for Satan. And it's just like the mental gymnastics this man is doing to try to explain is just wild.
This is even funnier because I remember telling Brian about the freaking Monster Energy lady.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Yeah, very similar.
Funny.
Very similar.
Yeah, so if I recall that clip, yes, it was a lady from like 2014.
Yeah.
And how the symbols on the Monster Energy drink, corresponded with
the number 666 in Hebrew.
The number of the beast, and you're consuming these for Satan. And I was like, wow. And I really believe some of these people believe that. Like, where's the rational mind? Come on.
It's hilarious.
Hey, Mish, you may have a point though. People that consume the Monster Energy drink tend to be punching holes in drywall. If the internet,
their name is always Kyle.
Exactly, that's what the internet has taught me.
Have you guys ever met a real Kyle? I feel like Kyle isn't a real person.
Yeah, I know people named Kyle.
How many Kyles do you know, and do they punch walls?
The first Kyle that I think of that comes to mind feels like somebody who would punch a hole in a wall.
Oh, really?
To be fair, yeah.
Okay, I do. The Kyle I know, it was a nice guy, but he was a drummer, so he might be. He might, if he was angry, he might punch a hole in the wall. But I don't think so.
He uses drumstick to put holes in the wall.
Perhaps. But yeah, that's. It's funny how the internet has given. You've got your Karens, your Chads,
your
Kyles, What else do we have? Stan, but not really. Stan's a different.
Stan's is just Oh, what's a male version of a Karen? There's a term for it. I forgot.
Is it a Brad?
No.
Wait, who's it? What's a Chad? Okay,
Tony can probably explain.
Chad's like, think like
Greg is the male version of Karen, by the way.
Okay.
I think like college athlete, like alpha male, like
fraternity bros. Yeah,
that's it.
Fraternity, frat bros, a Chad, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Kyle is a what are those shirts? Oh, the stupid shirts. Ed Hardy.
Ed Hardy.
You know what I'm talking about when I say those? Yeah, Ed Hardy.
I used to like Ed Hardy's. They have cool designs.
Yeah. Okay. I never understood. I was like those. I never.
Skull and the Roses were sick.
Yeah. Again, like anytime I saw a dude wearing those shirts, it was always a guy who was looking like he was trying to dress a little bit younger than he should have.
You
know,
but that's not a Kyle though, is it? Like in my head, a Kyle is like he's like real trashy. He's rocking Cookie Monster pajama pants, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
he drinks Monster Energy and drive a old pickup truck.
I feel like he's got a goatee and probably a barbed wire tattoo around his bicep.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
We know the type.
You were alive in the 90s. I see you were branded then.
He's a self-proclaimed alpha male. It's like a Kyle and a Chad is two different type of alpha male. It's like a Chad doesn't acknowledge he's an alpha male, but Kyle proclaimed that he's an alpha male. Does that make sense?
But Kyle's actually a beta male.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know it.
And then so Greg is the opposite of a Karen. Karen is, I believe you can say Karen. I think most people know that now. Like even not just people on the internet. I think everybody knows the Karens.
It's to the point where they get so offended if you call anybody a Karen. It's so funny.
I feel bad for the people named Karen who aren't Karens.
I agree. It's like now you have a stigma on your name for no reason.
Exactly. Right? Like what the hell, man? I'm not those Karens. So Greg, I guess Greg didn't catch on.
Right. Somebody also said a male version of a Karen could be a Darren, but I'm like, Darren doesn't really sound like a shitty guy. Like
Darren sounds like a guy who would wear a sweater over his shoulders, tied in a knot around his like that.
Or he's a day trader. One of the two.
Yeah, he's a finance bro for sure.
It.
But then that bleeds into the line of like a Chad though, right? It's like you're on a very thin line.
Yeah.
We're ruining people's names for no good reason. The internet just decided these are the people, but it's.
I can never name my kid Chad. Like that just sounds stupid. I can't wait till the day like that name dies out. Like I'm telling you.
Chadwick Boseman, that was cool.
Yeah, but he went by Chadwick. Yeah, and he was cool. So
yeah, he was.
There.
Yeah,
he was Black Panther. He'd kick your ass if you didn't think his name.
Exactly. Yeah, Chadworth. What about that? Is Chadworth a name?
Chadworth of the long line of Chadworths.
Chadworth Xavier the Fourth.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's very much, if you don't have something nice to say, certainly don't put it online. I mean, people were getting retroactively canceled for, tweets from years ago. Yeah. Isn't that what happened to John Legend's wife, Chrissy Teigen?
Chrissy Teigen's always been a shitty person, though. So it's just like,
well, she was getting more and more famous, and then somebody like found tweets of her like bullying some girl from years back, and now it's like, bullying's never been cool, but now it's like really not cool, and she had to like lie low for a while.
Yeah,
and kind of like got knocked down a couple of pegs because she was mean online. Whatever. Who knows who's on the other end of that keyboard?
If she was, I don't know if you guys seen her recently. She looked like disgusting. Like, I don't want to say she's ugly.
I don't follow Chrissy Teigen.
Her face is like super botched from like all of the plastic injections.
Oh, man,
or, like, Botox
John Legend.
injections.
You think he's got that money, man? They could get a good plastic surgeon.
Yeah, I mean, she does what she do with her own money. Because I think she used to be in like Victoria's Secret and that. No, I mean.
I don't know. Had that not happened, I probably would have forgot who she was. I mean, she was like, who I always got her confused with back in the day. And here's a name you haven't heard in a while. And also, why do I remember this? Tila Tequila.
Oh, Tila Tequila. Hold on. Vietnamese legend Tila Tequila. Shout out to her. She was like a trailblazer, but for like shitty people. It's just like it's like everything I don't want a daughter.
Did they need a spokesperson? Really?
Yeah.
Straight from the Vietnamese trailer park comes Tila.
Man.
I mean, her name's kind of. You're already halfway there,
dude. Imagine how shocked I was when I found out she was Vietnamese, because I was like, ain't no way you're acting like this. Yeah. Like, there's no way your parents is okay with this. She has like a full-on Vietnamese name. Oh, she was born in Singapore, though.
Tequila is Vietnamese origin? I didn't know that.
Yeah, tequila
Hold on. There's so much pride for Vietnam. But she was born in Singapore.
Yeah, it doesn't count, right?
Get her out of here. No, get her out of here. Get her. It's like
just
that's
immediately
fraud.
deflated.
Yeah, fraud.
Yeah. It's like that fraud that played for Ireland during the Olympics. The Vietnamese motherfucker. Get him out of here, dude.
I think he was actually Vietnamese, though. I don't know where he was born.
He has to have a Irish citizenship, no? Yeah, so he's either born there or he's naturalized there.
Yeah.
But regardless, there's so many famous Vietnamese people, but they're never like a good example of a Vietnamese person, like ever. I'm gonna name them off. So off the top of the chart, Tila Tequila.
Okay.
Number 2. Number 2, Tyga. Did you guys know that Tyga is Vietnamese?
Is Tyga a rapper?
Yes, he's the guy that did Black and Yellow. No, that's Wiz Khalifa.
I was gonna say
he's the guy that did Rack City.
Yeah, I don't know that song.
Okay, well, anyway, he's Vietnamese.
Okay, number 2.
That's number 2. Number 3, Janine Mai. That was on.
You're losing me already.
She's on that talk show that all like housewives watch.
The View.
Yes.
Jenny Mai.
Jenny Mai. Jenny Mai.
She was like the Disney Channel person, and then was the host of Wipeout.
She was on Disney Channel?
Isn't she the one who's married to Macaulay Culkin?
No, that's Brenda Songs.
Sorry.
You're getting your Asian mixed up, man.
I am.
And then right at number 4, Olivia Munn. And okay, that's it. Yeah,
she's Vietnamese?
I didn't know that until recently. I saw she's marrying John Mulaney, and I saw he was referencing how he loves her Vietnamese family. I'm like, didn't know she was Vietnamese.
So you're gonna get to number 4 until they're like decent people.
All right, and then number 5, Winston. I'm filling in for you the Bachelorette, whoever that is.
Oh, she's not a bad person. She just.
Oh wait, what's wrong with Olivia Munn? She's a bad person.
That's what I was saying.
There was like I think she was, I don't want to say she was a bully, but there was something that she did recently that everyone was just like, huh, fuck that bitch.
Everybody loves you until they don't, and then they come piling on, man.
Well, yeah, you know why she's a bad person? She was on G4. That's enough to
G4 was great.
Yeah, exactly.
G4 was YouTube before it was YouTube.
Right. So Tila Tequila, Vietnamese, had a show on MTV.
Taste
you
the
may
tequila.
You may have seen some of these music videos on MTV. Moving into the playlist.
Great segue.
Thank you.
Let's get Tila Tequila on the show.
I was gonna say it was a little labored, but I appreciate the effort.
Yeah. But before we do, do you think like Tila Tequila got anything going for her life right now? Like, do you think she'll appear on our show?
Absolutely not.
I'm sad that
she might then. She might appear on the show. She has nothing going on.
I should reach out to her on a DM and be like, hey, from one Vietnamese to the other. And she's like, I was born in Singapore, you little bitch. I'm like, fuck. She heard what I said about her.
Did you have it at the Food and Wine Festival?
I did.
Yeah, that is
Japan
not a wine,
Pavilion at Epcot.
Yeah. Okay, well, I suppose that's the time to try new drinks, right?
Whenever I'd gotten it in a traditional sake cup, which is like a square wooden box.
Yeah.
That when you buy it, they write your name in Japanese on it, so it's
that's
personalized. Sick. Which I can now read and confirm that yes, it is my name.
It is not Egg Foo Young. That's good.
Thank you, Duolingo.
So
how do you pronounce your name in Japanese? Tony-kun.
Nope, the same way you pronounce it in English. It's nice and easy, which is Tony.
Tony the Asian guy.
Yeah.
So Tony the Asian guy and Disney enthusiast.
I'm not I'm going to take half of that title.
Okay.
Right.
Being a Disney enthusiast, have you seen people embarking on the drinking around the world at Epcot?
I don't like it.
Have you seen it? Though?
I've seen it.
Okay.
Why don't you like it though?
Because it's a family place. And people nowadays, if you've not seen any of the just disregard for rules of society in general, I dislike it infinitely more there because it's a place that I go to get away. And it's like, I don't know anybody here and nobody knows me. And if I want to go have a conversation with Aladdin, I can do that and no one's looking at me funny. Right. I can suspend disbelief. I know this is a man doing his job. I know it's a 17-year-old guy who's getting paid close to nothing. Yeah. But if I want to have a couple moments of pretend time,
a pub crawl should not be thrown in the middle of it, right?
Right.
It's the people just don't plan well and misbehave. Epcot is by far my favorite park, and it's just becomes filled with sloppy drunks, and you have to, people are belligerent and they're cussing and there's children around, and then security has to come and then they're
it's a whole
loud
thing.
And they fight back. Yeah, it's just like, this is not what I came here for.
Okay. Yeah,
that's interesting.
There's plenty of other places in Orlando if you want to go get drunk.
Right.
Go there.
Yeah, Church Street, go downtown. No, that's I had to ask because when I worked there, you'd often hear that, but nobody I knew actually you didn't see it happening in practice, and nobody I knew whoever said it ever said they did it. It was always like an idea thrown out. And I think the couple times I went, I personally couldn't afford to drink around the world.
Right. It's expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Your first stop. Okay. That's $24. Well, shoot, I don't have a whole lot left for, It's
funny you said that. Like, I remember when me and my friends went to Epcot and like, we were all like, oh, let's drink around the world. I didn't care about it that much, but I remember like a lot of my friends were just saying it, and I'm like, you people are like the worst type of people to try to attempt it. They're all weak. They can't handle their liquor. They can't handle their
I think
alcohol.
the idea is interesting where it's like, all right, well, let's try stuff. So if you've got a group of people and you're all piling in money-wise, that's helpful. And then everybody gets a couple sips out of whatever you get. That's great. That's the way to do it.
I don't think anybody plans it like that.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. I remember we went to Epcot. We got in, did like the little Nemo ride, whatever, and then we got to like all the country stuff, and we just immediately all touched down at the England place and just ate fish and chips, and then that was it.
Yorkshire fish and chips is some of the best fish and chips that I've ever had in my life.
Speaking of like people being drunk and obnoxious at Disney, I have a story. I
when I went to Disney, I got hammered.
Let me tell you what happened.
It was me.
Yeah. No. I was it might have been Magic Kingdom. I want to say that they were a little tipsy, or they were, drinking at least. But like they were just dickheads to me and my friends for no reason on like a children's ride. It was
just random guests of the park.
Yeah. We were all waiting in line, and like, Tony, you can tell me which ride this is. It's on the far right side, and it's one of those kiddie coaster, and it's like it's near like man, I don't know.
Just like a game show, man. If you had better question, we could put on
right. That's what I'm saying.
Was there any theming to it? I can name you kiddie coasters, but Goofy's Barnstormer is in the Magic Kingdom.
That's it. That's the one. It's like the plane looking one.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it totally is.
Oh, back there, what the
back in the circus area, right?
Yes. That's exactly.
Look at me.
Oh, Jesus.
Formerly known as Toontown.
He got it off of the hint that it was on the far right side of the park. That's it.
It's in the back of the park, but I was following you anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony.
Anyway,
Tony's The Price is Right.
No,
yeah.
So I was on vacation with my family when Dance Mom came on, and I watched it for about 15 minutes, and I kid you not, those are the worst type of people to ever live. It goes Hitler, Dance Mom.
Jeez, oh man. They're the same types of parents as the sports dads.
Yeah.
That's all that it is.
What do you mean? In like what sense?
Where it's just like, I've chosen this activity for my child, and that is our life now.
Yeah. Those are just Asian parents, actually. Like,
I don't think any Asian dads are going to get in fist fights at a little league baseball game.
Well, not at a little league baseball, but definitely at piano recitals.
Same activity, yeah.
That and ping pong. I'm sure Asian kids are real good at ping pong.
I think that's racist, Winston.
Well, it's not. If it's true,
he's got a pass, right?
Yeah, I get a pass. I can say it's personal experience.
Yeah.
I never learned ping pong. I learned badminton when I was a kid. You guys know what that is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we sucks.
Badminton's fun at backyard barbecues. I mean,
it's like
everybody can snicker when they say this is the shuttlecock. I mean,
it's gay tennis. That's all it is.
It really is it's a backyard game.
Every time I hit it, I feel like I gotta kick my leg up every single time.
What's Wilson? What's Wilson?
Wilson?
Every time I try and say Winston and then move on to the next sentence, it just comes out Wilson.
Yeah.
That's What's Winston doing? He's in the backyard smacking around his shuttlecock.
But you know what's funny was like badminton was actually one of those, like, especially in Vietnam, it was a required sport to learn during PE. The same way you gotta learn how to play basketball here in the US. It's just like, and everybody bring out their badminton like freaking racket. And
we learned badminton in gym.
Oh really?
Or PE as it's called now.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, but that was like the main sport of Vietnam. We didn't have any other sport going. Yeah.
I don't remember learning badminton. We learned a bunch of different stuff. We did volleyball was big for some reason, because again, it's just like bring the nets out.
Yeah. I mean, you have all those gym sports. Like, so I know you didn't go to high school in Vietnam, Winston, but did they have football teams?
American football? Or
yes,
soccer?
Or soccer, either one.
Soccer probably, but football no. Like football is strictly an American thing.
American football.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what about baseball?
No, there's no baseball either.
Really? Because there's a lot of Asian baseball players.
Yeah, but only Japanese. Like, they're mostly Japanese. Yeah,
Japanese. Korean.
Yeah. Is it big because of the war? Like World War and stuff?
That's a theory. Yeah.
When the pandemic happened, like we started watching Japanese baseball because it was the only sports on TV. It was awesome. I told you about this. Yeah, it was like, and then you'd have the random guy that was traded, right? And it was like, next up at bat, Hiro Yakamura, and then catching Jose Alvarez.
Yeah.
What is he doing here?
He got traded to the Japanese leagues for a while. He's gonna come back to America. He'll be great.
How do you think they communicate, right?
Some of the players on the Braves have a translator.
Really?
Oh yeah. There's this one guy, I forget his name. He's awesome. He's like the translator for a lot of the Spanish speaking players on the Braves.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of MLB teams have translators.
Yeah. Whatever. That's MLB though, right? But like the Japanese league, you think there's a Who's learning how to translate between Spanish and Japanese?
Hey man, there's money in sports. I'm sure there's somebody. There's a very niche career path for someone right there, man. They're gonna make bank. We're talking like the three most uninterested sports guys right here. We are not gonna have a sports podcast.
I watch enough sports. I follow them well enough, but not enough to.
I watch esport. Does that count?
It does not. It does not.
So it's like saying you watch badminton. It don't count. It's wintertime. I talk some winter sports.
Okay.
Winston, I think less, but I would be interested to hear, like, once you moved over to the US, you know, have you gone skiing?
Sledding, cross-country skiing?
No.
It's the one where they shoot the gun and then cross-country ski. What is that? That's
biathlon.
Thank you.
What? They shoot
again, I know sports.
I've got a working vocabulary. I can talk sports.
No, I don't think
they shoot the goal units. They make the point baskets.
I don't have any experience with like winter sports or just winter stuff in general. Because I mean, like I grew up in Vietnam where it's
I grew up in the jungle.
Yeah, I grew up in the jungle where it's all hot around the year. You know, like we play soccer with monkeys and stuff. Like,
so bad.
But yeah, no,
soccer sounds amazing.
Yeah, exactly. You a big ice cream sandwich guy?
Not a big ice cream guy.
Really?
Again, I got that slight lactose intolerant thing going on.
I do too, but I still enjoy ice cream every now and again. I just gotta hold it in.
I worked at Ben and Jerry's in college. I've eaten more ice cream than any human should probably.
Really?
Oh
breakfast,
my gosh.
lunch, and dinner?
No, but I mean, when you can
wait, Ben and Jerry had a store?
Ben and Jerry's do have stores. They're called scoop shops.
Really?
Yes. There's a couple in Atlanta, but yeah, and I worked at one when I was in college, and it was fantastic because probably shouldn't say this, right? Statute of limitations maybe have expired by this point, but you could write off anything as training. And you like, hey, we're teaching the new people how to pack pints. Hey, they packed like 4 pints of this ice cream. We write that off as training, and there's no problem with there's 4 pints missing from, the Chunky Monkey. I remember when that was new. No, I'm sorry, Chubby Hubby, not Chunky Monkey, Chubby Hubby. When that was a new flavor, that was like a big deal. Like they sent this new flavor to the stores, and this was like somebody came up with this, and like they accepted sort of like crowdsourced flavors at Ben and Jerry's.
Dang, so you guys didn't have a Cream Master in the bag? Just
nope. It was Scoop Master Brian, not Cream Master.
Scoop Master Brian.
Yeah.
What Ben and Jerry's does have is at corporate headquarters for all of the flavors that no longer exist, they have a cemetery.
Yes.
Really?
They have a cemetery for dead flavors. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I don't know if it's officially retired, but peanut butter chocolate chip cookie dough was my favorite when I worked there. That was amazing. I would eat that literally by the pint. It's amazing. I'm not 500 pounds by now from working there, but it was very weird. Like they would retire their flavors, right, Tony? And that's how it goes. And then they go to the graveyard.
Yes. Yeah. And one of Ben or Jerry that had like a taste deficiency, which is why the chunks of everything are so big in Ben and Jerry's ice cream so that he could taste them.
That's hilarious.
We need to independently verify that. That's crazy.
Let me look exactly which one it is, but that is a fact.
That's totally crazy. I'm going to throw this out here for a funny anecdote about Ben and Jerry's. Ben and Jerry's is from Vermont, right? From Burlington, Vermont. Also, from Burlington, Vermont is the band Fish. When I went to a Fish festival in 1996 up in Plattsburgh, New York, and being from the same hometown of Burlington, Vermont, Ben and Jerry's came out on stage while Fish was playing and sang a line to one of their songs.
That's sick.
Yeah, it was crazy because I had worked there, and then now I'm seeing on stage the actual Ben and the actual Jerry. One of them's dead now. Rest in peace, whichever one it is.
Are Ben and Jerry like lovers, or like were they just bros?
No, I believe they were either college roommates or friends, and they took a correspondence course on how to make ice cream.
Roommates, Brian.
So here's fact number 1.
Okay.
Is co-founder Ben Cohen has no sense of smell, which is a condition called anosmia. That's why there's such big chunks in their ice cream. Fact number 2, they took a creamery course on how to make ice cream at the famous Penn State Creamery in Happy Valley, Pennsylvania.
That's how they learned how to make ice cream, and they bought a Salt Rock ice cream machine maker and converted an old gas station into their first shop. And then from seriously like two hippie friends that took a correspondence course on how to make ice cream, and then bought an abandoned gas station and turned it into Ben & Jerry's, and then have grown into the empire that it is today.
That correspondence course was $5. Insane.
Crazy to think that there was no ice cream before Ben & Jerry came along.
No.
What do you mean they made an empire out of it? What was going on with all the other ice cream spots?
They were inferior. They're like, we're gonna make the funky, crazy flavors. They threw an entire thing of chocolate chip cookie dough into their ice cream, which
it's because Ben has his little condition or whatever.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, this wasn't innovation. This man couldn't taste shit.
Yeah,
exactly. He had the original COVID. Yeah, it just never went away.
So Jerry's like, what about this? No, I still can't taste it. Man, okay, fine. I'll put more chocolate in it. No, still nothing. Fine. I threw an entire freaking roll of cookie dough. All this is delicious. There you go.
I think I started to taste something.
Well, I think it was just so he had something to enjoy. It's like you dump some little tiny chocolate chips in there, and it's like, that's fine. But if you can't taste stuff, you better have
the texture of it.
Texture. That's it.
And to tie it all back around, everybody knows, well, I don't know that everybody knows, but fish food, one of their flavors is after the banned fish from Vermont, which is fun. Yeah.
There's a flavor called fish food.
They really like that.
What's in it?
Marshmallow. It's got some marshmallow. It's got tiny chocolate fish in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so think of a goldfish, but a smaller chocolate one. Those are thrown in there.
Marshmallow, caramel, chocolate fish.
Yeah.
They really like their psychedelic bands because they also have Cherry Garcia.
Yeah, and a funny note about that. So when I worked there, that was before Ben & Jerry's, I believe, was bought out by Unilever years ago. Prior to that, though, they had one factory in Vermont that made all of their ice cream, and they'd load up refrigerated trucks in Vermont and drive them to all their scoop shops out in the United States. And so that's how, when I worked at one in Indiana, we would get a delivery from the driver, and it was the owner he owned several Ben & Jerry's in Indiana. He owned like 4 or 5 of them, and his son was this like total stoner, like hippie dude who would like load up in Vermont, probably smoke a pack of doobies on the way down to Indiana and drop off all the ice cream.
He shows up. What's up, Brian? I got some cream for you.
Got the
What's this called again?
Yeah.
White Widow. Oh, my fault. I mixed it up.
I'm sorry, Kush. No, Cherry Garcia, and Chubby Hubby, and Chocolate Foot. Yeah, and he would drop off.
What kind of varieties you got? And he's listing stuff that you're not scooping. Yeah.
Got Sour Diesel. I've got Dank Kush. I've got
Pineapple Express.
Sorry. Yeah, no, sorry. Chubby Hubby and Chocolate Fudge Brownie. That's right. Sorry, man.
What size would you want that? A blunt?
On a pound? A blunt? No. Oh no!
You want a jar or a blunt?
No. Yeah, we're going gallons, bro. That's But I will say that they have fantastic ice cream. Once I learned that Haagen-Dazs was just some fake bullshit word that they came up because it sounded fancy in German, I was like, okay, seriously, man, come on, that's lame.
You telling me Haagen-Dazs is not real Germans?
No, nor is Kodak. Kodak Film was just came up with
the camera company.
Yes.
They made Haagen-Dazs?
Wow.
How much soju has Winston had? Or conversely, how much bourbon has Brian had? No, Kodak was a made-up word. Kodak, is not anything. Right. It was made up because the words or the syllables, those letters sound good. Kodak. And memorable.
Right, but if you think about it, isn't every word a made-up word?
Kodak sort of sounds like the sound of a camera shutter too.
Kodak? Oh, that's clever. Kodak.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I can see it. Are we high?
have we gotten a shipment from the ice cream man?
Bro, this is Ben & Jerry's new flavor, Magic Brownies. Check it out. There's chocolate fudge brownies, and then there's magic fudge brownies. Eat my brownies.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Tony, in high school, did you have any friends that worked fast food?
I thought you were just going to ask if I had any friends.
Tony just answered no and also no.
And no.
You seem very off-putting. Did you have any friends?
I don't remember any, but I had somebody that I knew that worked at the Subway at the mall.
Oh.
Which was pretty sweet because you'd go up and really could go for one of those like strawberry shortcake cookies, and they're like, oh, we can't, no freebies, but they take it out of the case and break it and go, but we can't sell the broken ones, so I guess it's insurance.
That's
awesome.
Yeah, super dope.
No, my brother-in-law Scott and a couple friends worked at Auntie Anne's.
Oh, dang,
which was great.
Oh yeah,
because end of the night they can't. They're just like, and you have to throw all of the pretzels away. So they would they would technically steal them, because instead of going in a trash bag, they would go into a plastic bag and then they'd bring them back.
They were recycling.
Because isn't it?
Yeah.
The policy is you're supposed to throw it out, right? You can't just take it home. Yeah.
I'd show up to the mall and I'd be like, hey Scott, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm making a pretzel Yoshi. And he's just got it, like he's just doing whatever the heck he wants. He's like putting all kind of stuff on it. Yeah, I was just like, how did you not get fired?
He's doing jump rope with it.
Subway sandwich artist. Yeah, Auntie Anne's had pretzel artist. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Literally.
Up north, we had Hot Sam's in the mall, not Auntie Anne's.
That's
Hot Sam's.
Is Hot Sam's like the hotter, younger aunt of Auntie Anne? Is that what it is?
Sexy Samuel was the alternate name, but they said, no, we got to go Hot Sam's.
He can bend it into pretzel shape. That didn't work for their slogan.
They had other shapes and they went, just stick to the original.
That video had been like resurfacing on like the internet. That's the one with Michael Jackson in it, right?
Yes.
And that video been viral on the internet the last few years, just off of the fact that you can see how disgusted Michael's face was when he heard some of those people sing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I think that was when he was still black. Those were good times.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson was great.
So bad just now that you can't say that, man.
Have I been canceled retroactively? I don't mean to.
I don't know. Not with facts. I don't.
No, I guess that's true.
Realistically, he was the better Michael when he was before his pre-skin bleach. There's this thing called like a versus battle where like two artists would like play their music in front of a live crowd. And like you can see who cheers more, like who get more cheers for their song. I want that, but with Black Michael and White Michael. It's just like Black Michael, White Michael could play his entire discography, and Black Michael could just step up, play Billie Jean, and that's it.
Win.
It's
Done.
over. Yeah.
Early Michael had a lot bigger catalog.
Right. What is
White
White
you
Michael?
Counting Jackson 5 Michael or just Michael?
Are you? He was black when he was in Jackson 5.
Yeah, but that's baby Michael. That's not.
Oh, baby Michael's the
Michael.
third Michael.
Yeah.
Okay, third Michael.
The three Michaels.
The ruling on the field is he was black when he was in the Jackson 5.
Think about it. What song does White Michael have that's on par with Beat It, Smooth Criminal?
Tell me, okay,
Thriller?
so Bad, Smooth Criminal, that's like lighter than Thriller Michael.
Man in the Mirror is White Michael, isn't it? That was pretty good.
That's a great song. I don't think he was White Michael then. What came out after Man in the Mirror? This is such an inappropriate.
So we gotta get out a gradient chart for the music videos. Like, what's about to happen here?
No,
if you find one, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Okay, does black or white count as Black or White Michael? Okay, what
Ebony
year,
and Ivory? What color was he?
What year do you count as White Michael?
Yes, valid question, Winston.
Yeah,
both valid questions. Do you know Ebony and Ivory? Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney sang a song in the 80s
called Ebony and Ivory.
Yes.
Good song.
No, I didn't know.
I haven't listened to it since then. I wonder how it holds up. It might seem a little bit cringy at this point, I'm gonna guess.
Oh no.
What did Tony Fox internet?
Let me quote the Wikipedia.
Oh goodness.
Jackson's skin had been medium brown during his youth, but from the mid-1980s gradually grew paler. The change drew widespread media coverage, including speculation that he had been bleaching his skin. You can't just on the internet and on a semi-official page go medium brown.
But more importantly, do we have a document of when he achieved?
Yeah, when was he fully white?
I don't know. This just anybody familiar with Quora, where it's like the new Yahoo Answers. It's just people going, "What year did Michael Jackson turn white?"
We've crowdsourced this information
so
for the.
I'm going in by the year. Like I'm searching Michael Jackson 2001, 2000, 1999, 98. He's pretty white in 98.
When was his comeback concert supposed to happen in London before he died?
Okay, 96 after he died, was fully white.
What year?
96 he was kind of white. 91 he was already white. So I think we're creeping into the 80s, right?
No, he was not white in the 80s.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Through the 80s.
Okay, that's what I mean. I think 89 to 90 was when his skin really took a turn.
When did Bad come out? I think that's an important turning point. Post Bad.
88 was like that's Black.
That's Michael. The trend. That's the transition year.
Okay, 88.
This has been documented on the internet. This is not our.
We'll do the cutoff at 89, 90 and above. 89, 90 and above, that's White Michael. Everything before that is Black Michael. Not counting the Jackson 5 era, right?
Okay, no, obviously. That was Child Michael.
Right.
What year did Bad come out?
It's so funny you've been asking.
I need a cross-reference of these years you're quoting here.
Bad, 1987.
87 is when Bad came out. No, 89
according to us, 87.
I need cross-reference charge for crying out loud.
Yeah.
We said 88 was the last year.
That was the last year of Medium Michael?
Yeah.
89
we said 89. 89 was White Michael and above. So 89.
Okay, what was the first album released as White Michael?
Did he make an album in 80 and 90?
Closest to.
I mean, you guys were alive at the time. I'm having trouble finding it.
Wikipedia.
Hold on. So 87 was Bad. His next album was Dangerous, which was released in 91.
That was good. That was very good.
91 is White Michael.
Okay.
What came out in 91? Right? What came out in 91 beyond?
Dangerous has.
It was recorded.
You want to trip on me? Black or White?
Okay, Black or White was okay. Black or White. Clearly, this is. I think you've touched on something.
Dangerous. I don't remember.
Black or White was released was when Michael was deciding.
Did he want to be?
He was more white.
Okay, but look, regardless, Black Michael had Rocking With You. He had Off the Wall.
Yeah, he had a lot. He had great.
That's what I'm saying. There's no way White Michael can touch that.
What came out after Black or White? This is way deeper of a dive than we
Rock With
Michael Jackson's.
His story, past, present, and future.
Yeah, that was a greatest hits compilation.
Yeah,
and then Invincible in 2001.
What was the single off Invincible?
Unbreakable, Heartbreaker, Invincible. Yeah, see, I'm telling you.
I was tuned out by then.
I think that's it. I think he lost the mojo when he lost his melatonin.
White Mike.
White Mike didn't have nothing.
Oh, man.
He lost his melatonin. He lost his mojo.
Did you guys ever listen to the 2014 Michael album that came out? It's like stuff that he recorded but didn't get released until afterwards. It's not bad per se.
I mean, I lived through Pop Michael Jackson where he was like the bee's knees, man. Everybody loved him. Man. Friday night special on TV. I remember like excited because they advertised it probably that week. And then Friday night, it was the world premiere of Thriller. And they either preceded it or
MTV.
No, like on network television.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, this was such a big deal. It was on network television. So those who didn't have MTV at the time could see it.
Well,
that's why it was such a major thing.
I mean, it's
that's true because it was a long ass music video. Yeah,
and it was either preceded or followed by the making of Thriller, which was to me, I love makings of behind the scenes. Like I love all that stuff.
I was gonna say I really dig his old music video. Like I always like the Billie Jean music video was really cool. Smooth Criminal music video was like my favorite one. Like in the bar and stuff, and he's doing
the lean man. It's all about the lean. That was amazing.
Yeah. That's freaking sick.
Now because of the internet, we all know how it was done.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
As a kid, and I saw it in 2009, I was baffled. I was like, how the hell he did that? Yeah.
It's just pervasive. I mean, he had a video game.
He had a video game?
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Now we go to correspondent Tony in the field, who will give us an update on Michael Jackson's video games.
I'll say this while he's looking it up. Did you know, Brian, that at one point he wanted to play Spider-Man?
Michael Jackson wanted to play Spider-Man in the movie?
He wanted to play Spider-Man so badly, that when Marvel was doing bad in the 90s and selling their film rights to Sony and Fox, he wanted to buy the entire company so that he could play Spider-Man in a movie.
Yeah.
Why didn't he?
And Marvel said, no, thank you.
Oh,
I don't understand why. Like,
I totally understand why, because absolutely great business deal. But as far as maintaining the integrity of the intellectual property, Michael Jackson was a little out there and became further out there at the time. So he bought the, he either did or it was rumored that he bought the Elephant Man's bones.
What's the Elephant Man?
Oh,
you don't know the Elephant Man?
No. Sound like the Muffin Man's brother or something?
No.
Before we get too far,
yes, there was the Elephant Man, the Muffin Man.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker came out in 1990 for the Sega Genesis, and you moonwalked your way through the game and shamoned and hee-heed your way past enemies,
If Tony, if you just wrote that copy, I'm sad.
That's not a quote. That is straight off the dome.
That's funny. That's pretty funny.
I think Sega missed an opportunity there, man.
Yeah. Sorry, continue. Let me look up the actual name of the Elephant Man. He had a name.
Yeah.
I want to see the remaster of the Moonwalker game include Tony's quote. You moonwalked and she-heed and Shimon across. I loved hearing about the stuff that he imagined would happen in this country that did and didn't happen.
Yeah.
Brian will relate to this more. Things on TV. There was a lot of shows that revolved around this that I just went, okay, well, that's a thing. Household Butler. There was a lot of shows in the 70s, 80s, 90s where it was just like,
I never know. It was early 80s. Mr. Belvedere.
You had Jeffrey on Fresh Prince.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, now they had money, but I'm still going, butlers
there you go,
like
Tony. Surely
someday I will go to somebody's house and there will be a butler. And I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
I go over to my friend with the in-ground pool. He doesn't have a butler. I'm confused. Why?
Yeah, and I'm doubting how much money his family has.
So okay, I'll say this. So when I was a kid in Vietnam, that didn't shock me as much because in Vietnam we all kind of had like, I wouldn't say they were butlers, but they were like housekeeper and house helper who stay with us. Did I ever tell you guys this? Like my family, yeah, essentially, but they weren't taking care of me because at this point I was old enough. Like I was like 8, 9, so they didn't have to take care of me as much. I kind of just hang out with friends, do my own thing. But they would like cook the food, serve food, do the laundry, fold the laundry, all of that stuff, clean the house, clean the kitchen, all of that.
That was a butler, wasn't it, Tony? I mean, they did everything, right?
Yeah, right.
Cook, clean,
like
laundry.
I'm like, you guys, they're just maids and butlers who weren't in suits and tux. That's all it was.
Well, they're okay. There's your difference.
Yeah, they gotta wear.
You gotta look the part.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta wear a suit and you gotta wear.
Wear jeans and a t-shirt. If you got a bow tie, sort of elevates you a bit.
80s television was weird because you fully understood that you were looking into different worlds. It made and then after that, you started getting more TV
strokes.
Different strokes that went through, like they tried to bring up issues like where they brought Dudley on, the friend. He was almost like, taken into the, creepy bike shop owner's back of his shop and molested and like, they had like shows, big shows like that where
it's a very special episode.
Exactly. That's where you had the very special episodes where, and what that told you was, we're going to deal with an issue. We're not just jokes and what you're talking about, Willis. Different, yeah. So different. Tony, did you? I don't think
we never explained the show to Winston.
Yeah, I have no idea what different strokes is. That's why I'm like,
we shouldn't be as offended by his description of it.
Exactly.
I suppose
right?
That's fair.
Do you want to explain the premise?
Right. Okay. So here. Again, another one of those things when you start explaining it, you're like, yeah, this is freaking weird. Okay, this rich white guy, Mr. Drummond, adopted 2 black kids, Willis and
Arnold.
And then he had his daughter. I'm not sure where there was a Mrs. Drummond. Yeah, right. They had Kimberly Drummond, Kimberly
Drummond was the daughter. You had Mrs. Garrett.
Mrs. Garrett was the housekeeper.
See, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Man, I mean, I guess they were portrayed enough that I never as a kid thought I was gonna get a housekeeper. That
hold on, like Janet Jackson was on this show.
No way.
Yeah, but she was also on.
She was Charlene.
Yeah, she was Charlene. That was like teenage Janet Jackson. Yeah. So when Janet Jackson made it big as a singer, I personally had seen her before. Like I'd seen her on Different Strokes. I'm sure she was on some other shows at that time as a guest star. But then when she hit as a pop singer in the 80s, you're like, okay, this is Janet Jackson. This is Michael Jackson's sister. Of course she's awesome.
I don't know any Janet Jackson songs. Like,
Control? Ever. Rhythm Nation?
The only thing I know from Janet Jackson was the Super Bowl incident, and that was it. Where she was partially streaking.
Oh, that's that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for a multitude of reasons. One, because that was 100% planned. That was not a word.
You think so?
Function.
There's no way.
There's a clip, and it was 100% planned. I have no question in my mind that was 100% planned, and Justin Timberlake was a little bitch and 100% made her take the fall for that.
Really?
The lyric is, "I'll have you naked by the end of this song," and then he does it. That was not a wardrobe malfunction. By the end of this song. I don't feel like I'm saying anything that's not known and accepted by the public. Like the fact that was a wardrobe malfunction was the absolute highest bullshit anyone could, spew to the media and then buy.
I'm just a bit appalled that Brian didn't even mention Escapade.
I'm sorry. I got a little worked up about the wardrobe malfunction. Escapade, fantastic. Janet Jackson had an amazing career and has some amazing songs. She shouldn't be overlooked as like a phenomenal artist. And I guess...
Yeah, I just never heard her.
You haven't heard any Janet Jackson song?
No. Mm-mm.
We'll link some. That's my job.
Oh, man.
I had to remind Winston that I make the list partially for the listeners, partially for him. And he's just like, oh, yeah, you do that. I forgot there was a list that went along with that.
He takes
I've been ignoring.
He takes it the same way my children do. Yeah, that's out there. I know. I just click on a button, I can get all this. But you and I are like, you don't understand. Like, she had a fantastic career.
This may be a thing where you're just like, look, I like K-pop. I like this and that. I like.
This is where it all stems from.
This may be a thing that you go, oh man, I really like Janet Jackson. I think I'm really into Aerosmith now. But you don't bother to listen to any of them, so you don't know.
That was right, but that was me with Pearl Jam. I told you guys this.
That's what I'm saying. That's a perfect example. Go listen to some of this stuff and say, you go, oh man, I can't believe I've been missing out on this. You can't get the music. I'm just passing me by.
Here's what I'm sad for my children, because a lot of the music that I learned of in my youth, in my younger days. Every time I say youth, I don't actually say that. When I was younger, in my youth, I learned of the ways we passed telegrams in school. No, that somebody would be like, dude, check this out, essentially, and be like, I'm telling you that this is something cool I think you might like. But now with my kids, with Winston, you're like, of course,
bombarded with constant media.
Yeah, telling you
so much coming out all the. You had time to go listen to it,
right?
Where there's so much to consume now. I don't necessarily blame Winston for being like, that's great. I don't know that I have time for that.
But. Yeah, I was gonna say I can't expect Winston to be a late 80s, early 90s Janet Jackson fan now.
I was gonna say
that's a lot of responsibility. But
listen,
I guess
Janet Jackson, Paula Abdul. Go enjoy some of that,
Right.
I feel like I know Paula Abdul.
You know her because she was a judge on American Idol.
No, name one of her biggest songs.
Straight Up.
Never heard of it.
Straight Up.
Was she?
Come on, that's right. Yeah, that's what I was.
Did she do the soundtrack for Mamma Mia or no?
Oh, geez.
No, that was ABBA.
We are now in Sweden. Oh my goodness, Winston. Mamma Mia, here I
go again. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Rate and subscribe wherever you're listening to. We appreciate it. Tell a friend. We're looking for listeners all across America, from coast to coast. Send us an email. That's a fancy computer letter you send through the internet. Write to podcastxyzwhy@gmail.com. You can visit us on Instagram or the video website TikTok. We're there too. You can find us everywhere. Have a home on the web at podcastxyzwhy.podbean.com. Come and see us. This is Podcast XYZ signing off. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.